Cool. Right. Okay. We have an insane stream today. We are going to be going through some of the most unbelievably volatile aspects. I'm going to be talking about what to look for to see to the next stage, whether we actually going to continue on to the higher levels and pushing all-time high, what events are going to be extremely important. And there is a date, March 20th. March 20th is going to be one of the most important dates that you could possibly imagine. I have no other way to describe it in any other way other than that it is by far the most important date in all of our history at this present moment, because it is something. It is absolutely something that's going to be coming. Why is this not working? Okay, whatever, it's fine. X isn't working for some reason. Should I try it again? Let me try this again. And let's see if this works, because it's good. There's some unbelievable events that are all coming around, and the thing is, they're all coming together. They're all congregating together into what could be described as one of the most volatile moments in all of crypto history. It's the only way to describe it. And I will talk about it today. Right. Okay. Now we're streaming on everything else as well. My laptop from my work is on the 20th. Very kind of you to mention. That's exactly what it is. Everyone completely congratulate Matthew, because that is the most important thing. Everyone was waiting on this guy to be able to get to where he needs to get to. Now, what is going on? Let's start. Where should we start from? I think is more of the question of the day than anything else, because right now we all look like we're doing pretty well. Bitcoin is looking like it's doing pretty well, doing a beautiful little move up. We're coming into some key areas that we talked about in the Alpha Hunters group, and it is working absolutely perfectly straightforward as to the levels that we're looking at. But are we going to see a continuation on this? By the way, that was the trade that we did, as you can see clearly. I can see clearly now. Anyway, whatever. What we did in the group. Let's just make sure this is working. 1 second. Is this working? It is working. Fantastic. I love it when things work after not working. You know what I mean? Right. Now, are we going to see continuation in this market? Are we going to see a further moving forward? Are we going to see higher levels? What is going on? And I'll keep it relatively short. In fact, I'm going to give you guys a hint of a number, and then I'm going to get back to that number. And by the end of it, when I get back to that number, you're going to be sitting there going, damn, Mr. Alvarez, what have I been doing without your absolute alpha that it's completely free of charge and everything else? But on that note, I just need like, you know, I just need like a few more shares and stuff. You know what I mean? No, I'm joking. Right. Now, at this present moment, to understand, are we at a position to say that we are bottomed and we're going to be moving forward, right? Are we at that position to do so? And we have to look at a few things first. I'm going to show you some two factors first, and then get into the meat. Oh, you're going to go and get into the meat of what we're going to be going on. Now, if you want to see exactly all the other things I'm showing you, I have to go to the tube, unfortunately, because onto the terms of service of TikTok, I am not allowed to show it here. So if you want to check that out, they're all here. Right. Now, we need to see key metrics sitting around at this present moment, right? One of the first key metrics that we need to look at is something called the MVRV Z-score, right? Now, this MVRV Z-score is extremely important because it shows the average price of Bitcoin holders. When did they get in? When did they get out? What would be a broad average of break-even price? And usually, if we look at and try and understand what's going on, that price has marked the average, the average of that price, the price where we see the average of buyers to profit matching each other has always dictated the bottom of this market, right? It's always been the thing that has proven to be extremely key, and where we moved from there. I mean, if you look at all of these areas where we've either hit zero or minus, has usually brought a stage where we would see aggressive moves up, or we would actually see the start of the next bull run, right? Now, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We haven't had tapped the zero or gone below zero. And the zero number, the number that's zero, is very, very important, because that number equates exactly. That number equates exactly. Let's get to the 1 hour. Let's go to the day. That equates exactly to 54,000 Bitcoin. Now, if we move this to 54,000 Bitcoin, right? Exactly 54,000 is there, which, funny enough, sits at a extreme area of support, right? This area is extreme support for Bitcoin. At that area there, it has massive levels of liquidity, massive areas of support. So we're not there yet, right? And usually, there's a lot of confluences that you need to think of, but usually when we get to that area there, that zero mark and below that zero mark on MVRV, that marks the first initial levels, the first initial notice of what the new run is going to be. But we're not there yet, right? We started moving up from an area where the majority, the average of the wallets are all still in very high profit, and that doesn't usually mark the bottom of this. So I'm expecting some form of pullback into this area at minimum. But usually the market gives you 10 to 15% over what you're comfortable at, right? And if you're to get that comfort with this area of an inefficiency wick sitting around the 49,000, I think that number there is going to be an area where we could potentially see an application of where we're going to be going from there. Actually, one second, I just realized something. Let me put this into the Alpha Hunters group. 1 second. Let's get this into here. All right, there we go. Now, so at this present moment, we're moving in the lovely direction. Things are going in the right direction. Things are looking good, but that doesn't mean that we can't see more of a pullback further. And there's a number. There is a number here which sits exactly at 75,000 Bitcoin. That is going to be one of the most unbelievable moments of volatility that is coming by the 20th of March. Remember this number, 75, and I'm going to come back to it. Now, the next stage of area that we need to see whether we're thinking maybe, because, I don't like to just look at one thing and to see what's going on from there. I like to see the full level of confluence and try to add things together to see whether we are in an area where there are multiple levels of confluence that are pointing towards maybe this could actually go up, not in the opposite direction where we look at one aspect and go, okay, yeah, the MVRV saying is that we can have a pullback, but all these other ones saying that we're going up. So we have to balance that risk and understanding. So if we look at that and try and understand what's going on there, we look at some other things, right? I talked about it previously before, and we look about the miners that are sitting in this market at this present moment, because what usually happens at these levels where we see this imbalance, where electricity costs and the price of Bitcoin are making it difficult for miners to make profit, right? And it's forcing them to get to a point where they have to upgrade and gain more efficiency on their products, and that usually happens at a point where they start to capitulate. There's a capitulation number that we need to look at. Now, to see that is a beautiful website, by the way. On TikTok you can't see it. If you want to see it, you need to go to the tube, right? There is a website, and if you want to actually get this list of websites, you can go and check out the Alpha Hunters group. It's there. You can check it out. I'll drop this list there after this stream. This website here, for those who are watching on the other side, is amazing, and it's free, right? this shows the price of Bitcoin in relation to the difficulty of mining that Bitcoin as we go forward. These things are very, very important to understand, because those factors in between the two dictate where we are in the cycle. And to understand where we are in the cycle is to understand how difficult these miners are and whether we're going to get to a capitulation event. Because capitulation events are really, really important, because they dictate whether we're going up or down or left, right, and center. Now, at this present moment, we've reached a unique peak point here, where there was a moment where the cost of mining was above the price of Bitcoin. And what happens at that moment there is that you start seeing miners start to capitulate and stop mining and retire old miners that are not efficient enough to be able to gain the amount of return for mining. And what will have to happen is that you will see, as we saw here, a moment where there will be a drop, a local bottom that will need to happen. This here, right here, is the reason why we're seeing a bit of a run up at this present moment, and one very, very big reason why, right, which I'm going to get to. 75,000, remember that number. So we're kind of seeing a bit of a local bottom happening here, but what we will start to see, and this will be an indicator when we're really at the point of, okay, yeah, things are starting to get really juicy here, is when this starts to show have an inverse movement according to the price of Bitcoin. When we start to see the difficulty of mining reduce in relation to the price of Bitcoin. And what this is showing is that there is a momentary move that is happening, which is beneficial for mining. But we will see a point where this will start to have a capitulation event, which unfortunately sits around a particular number. And that number is 75,000, right? But that's not the reason why I'm talking about 75,000. So according to this and the MBRV, we're not really there at this present moment, right? We're at a point where there is still possibility of a move up because of one main reason. But I would say that right now, I wouldn't call it the bottom. I think there is still some time of difficulty that's going to be going on in this moment. Man, I'm sidelined. It doesn't matter. You'll have again another choice. Don't FOMO. FOMO is about the worst thing you can do, right? There'll always be other chances. Now, so according to this and MVRV, we're not really at that point now where we see usual bottoms of this market to move forward. But why do I say that there are actually far more difficult things to deal with at this present moment than this? And it is all related around a few things. One, it's looking more and more like that the Strait of Hormuz is going to be a longer term issue that's going to be pushing forward. Again, if you guys want to see it, you can go and check it out on the tube. Then 1 second. Let me just put this. 1 second. I need to check something. Right. Let's put this on here so you guys can see what's going. See it here. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a longer term issue that's going to be sitting in the market at this present moment, right? And that alone is going to be playing in a, what just happened here? Here we go. That alone is going to play havoc in the oil markets. Even though oil at this present moment looks like it's having a bit of a retrace and things are looking pretty good, I don't know how long that's going to last, because it seems like America is asking favors and asking for help to maintain the straits being open. And a lot of countries, and in fact, almost all of them, are rejecting this moment to move forward. So you're going to see a real inverse relationship between oil and Bitcoin. But the thing is, Bitcoin seems to always do well in these type of difficult moments, because what's happening, right, is that Bitcoin gives the ability of certain people, especially in areas where volatility and banking is a problem, such as the country that's going through some difficulties at the moment, will always utilize blockchain, because the normal banking structures are always monitored and as difficulties working through. So it's going to be a bit of a influx of liquidity into our market. But this is a worrying aspect, because this alone is going to cause inflationary pressures in the market that will eventually cause serious problems that will push this market down. Inflation is the destroyer of all markets, especially as the new Fed chair is coming in, and the new Fed chair, I promise you, will not cut. No matter what Donald Trump wants him to do, especially if inflation is going up because of these cost factors. And if we look at oil at this present moment, we're currently sitting in a key area. And to be honest, right, I'll give this to you guys well, from what I was talking about, and I put this potential trade there. We usually see a 50% retrace from the move, right? And I think around this $89 to $90 area, we will see a move in oil that is going to be unexpected. And that alone is going to cause a lot of problems, especially as we add to further volatility that is occurring in the world at this present moment. We're sitting in a scenario where we have what could be a black swan existential event that's happening at the moment. Like a real keep your eyes on this like now type of situation, because what's going on is that China is seeing an opportunity. America's stretched thin. There is a lot of issues that it's trying to deal and be able to look after not only the I country, but also the Gulf countries and everything else, and trying to maintain this balance between 100 different places. Now they see that there is weakness in the major protector of the world, and they're seeing an opportunity to go after Taiwan. We see that China is doing military exercises there. They're doing various flights in and out of the zone. Now, whether they will go in and try to take over this land, I don't know, because there is a treaty still between the USA and Taiwan that the USA will come and protect them at any point as we go forward. It's a bit of a tinderbox that's going on right now. But all of this, you have to see in this manner of volatility. And I will say this, right? If a market cares about one thing and one thing only, they care about whether it's going to affect the bottom line of countries. And let me ask you this question, right? Let me ask you this question. If the Mag 7 countries are pushing the S&P 500 forward, the 500 of the most powerful, wealthiest companies in the USA, and we're starting to see a bit of a pullback starting to roll over in the markets, which is usually an indication that the markets are getting a bit worried, right? A bit worried with what's going on, because if Taiwan starts getting into, and that infrastructure and supply chain is broken, then you will see what traditional markets will think of that. And I don't want to act like blasé about it, but oh boy, will they have an issue with Taiwan microchip supply chain being completely stopped. The whole of the S&P 500, the Mag 7, all those countries, AI is the singularity thing that is pushing this market forward. And that alone being affected would cause that this is a potential black swan event. Just so you guys can understand, this really could be a potential black swan event. It could be absolutely spectacular. I just feel like they're doing it, though, unfortunately, to put extra pressure on America to just get to a deal. Like, guys, get to a deal. You know what I mean? Get to a deal already. You know what I mean? Get to a deal. Let's get this over with. Let's get things moving. Everything will be all happy. I am dubious whether they're going to do something on that level. China's never been a confrontational country. They've always been the one where they dominate through economy and technology and developments and this, that, and the other. They're not really a conquering nation. They've never been that type of way, and that's why a lot of countries are moving towards them, and that's why things are going in that direction. Now, what is another thing? All right. Now we're going to start getting into the. Now we're going to start getting into the. Prepare yourself, guys. Right? Just prepare yourself, guys. Could these three things that are going to happen this week, actually four things that are going to happen this week, is going to make your mind spin. You guys are going to have a bit of a mind spin right now, right? First things first, we have the FOMC coming in on Wednesday. I think it's on Wednesday. Wednesday or Thursday? Wednesday. Is it FOMC on Wednesday? Yeah, FOMC is on Wednesday, right? The FOMC is coming on Wednesday, where it's almost a certainty that the Fed is not going to cut rates. Almost a certainty. It's going to be not an issue like the markets have already baked it in. There is a zero chance. I think it's at 98% chance they're not going to cut. I'm not surprised with all that's going on. The conversation afterwards is going to be extremely important, as is always the case. The question and answers, they're going to be asking a lot of things about the Middle East, about China, about all the things that are going on. And I'm sure it's going to be somewhat boring and it's not going to have too much of an effect. But this time, it's different. This time, it's really different, right? It's really different. And it's because of something that is happening at the exact same time. The exact same time. By the way, if you want to see this, you can check it on the tube, right? We, our friends, will be experiencing a quadruple witching event on the same day. Which, if you guys want to know, what that is, if you want to understand what that is, I'll explain it to you this way. We're going to be seeing stock index futures, stock index options, stock options, and single stock futures expiring simultaneously. So it's going to cause a mass volatility event on top of what's going to be happening. I'm going to get to why it's going to have an effect this time. So there's a quadruple event that's happening at the same time as that. Where it affects us is that at the exact same time, we're also going to be seeing, one second. We're going to be seeing the quarterly Bitcoin options expiring on the same day. And at the same one day after, we're going to be seeing the CME futures options coming up for Bitcoin at the same day. Now, there is something extremely important about this. Extremely important. And I just wanted to be clear, because I had to write this down just to be clear. Right now, the Bitcoin options, the open interest on Bitcoin options sit at a historic tight band, right? And the strike number for the options all sits at one specific number, And I'm going to explain what that means, right? I'm going to explain what that means because it's a bit complicated if you don't understand what I'm talking about, right? That specific number, ladies and gentlemen, is 75,000 Bitcoin. The reason why we are getting this drag up to 75,000 Bitcoin is because usually when you get options expiring at that point, that number there, it drags the price up to that point. And what will happen on the 20th of March is when these things expire. If on the 20th of March, Bitcoin's price is above 75,000, we will get a cascading event of these bodies having to buy Bitcoin to be able to hedge themselves against these options occurring. And we will get a cascading event which will push Bitcoin to 85,000. But if we get it below, those options will fail and Bitcoin will have one of the most spectacular pullbacks that you'll ever see in your lifetime. All of this, ladies and gentlemen, there's one more thing I'm going to add to it as well. All of this, ladies and gentlemen, is happening at the same time as an FOMC meeting, quadruple witching, Bitcoin options, and CME futures ending at the same time. All of it is happening at the same time. So if you want to understand how monumentally difficult it is going to be to understand what is happening right now in the market, just sit back and see where near to the time of the 20th, what's going to be happening around the 75,000 mark. It is going to be one of the most volatile moments you'll see in this industry. It's very, very rare where we are right now and what's happening. Extremely rare. Now, if that wasn't enough, we have Basel III happening, right? We have Basel III happening right now, right? And I'm going to show you a document that I created. From now on, right? Anyone that joins the Alpha Hunters group will be getting at least 1 to 2 documents that I create about the certain events that are happening, right? I will tease half of it on my X. You can go and check, join the X, and you can see that there. But the full reports are going to be put into the Alpha Hunters group, right? And if you want this report, I'll give it as a PDF. You guys can download. You can read it and check it out. But basically, what Basel is describing and what's going to be happening at Basel III is the legal framework. And I'm going to be talking in Bitcoin solely, right? Just making sure that, everyone, by the way, if anyone here wants to see that, oh, come on. If anyone wants to see that, I'll just put it here so you guys can understand where you can see the screen of what I'm showing. I'm not allowed to show these things on TikTok. It's against terms of use. So I'm just making sure, right? What this describes, and this is one of the most important things to understand, right? Basel III dictates how much banks have to have, not only how much they can legally hold Bitcoin, but how much of a security that they need to have in actual liquidity. So pairing of Bitcoin to liquidity to be able to cover the volatility of the asset. Now, when this was last done, that ratio was, it sat in a group 2 area, right? It sat in a group 2 area. Now, that group 2 area that we're sitting on at this present moment means that banks would have to have 1,125% that of the holdings of Bitcoin. And it completely made, it's almost a one-to-one base understanding of what's going on, right? And that basically made traditional banking structures almost impossible to be able to invest into Bitcoin. Virtually impossible, right? It's virtually impossible for them to get to a point where they can do it, because it's so capital intensive, and the opportunity cost of holding Bitcoin, but at the same time holding this absolute enormous amount of liquidity to be able to balance the two together has made it virtually not possible for them to do. Furthermore, on top of that, why can't I see the chat? Oh, because it's not there. Fantastic. Whatever. Furthermore, the same exact moment, it put a limit to the maximum amount that banks can hold Bitcoin, and that is at $1 billion. So they are only allowed to hold $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, where at the same time they would have to do a one-to-one match of the amount they hold to the Bitcoin, and that's pretty much unheard of, really, to be honest, as banks work on fractionalized assets. Can someone verify if the low is in? My indicators are all over the place. Why is no one listening to what I'm saying? Can someone explain to me why no one cares about what I'm saying? I'm giving you guys some insane stuff, and not all right. Should I not talk about these things? Do you guys not want to hear about what I'm describing right now? Should I just like say it's bullish, it's down, it's downish? What they'll be voting, by the way. Do you guys want to guess when they're going to be doing this? Do you guys want to have a guess when this is happening? Anyone? Does anyone want to guess when this is happening? 20th! It's happening on the 20th. If they get to a point, right? But you guys need to listen to this, right? You need to understand. You really need to listen to this thing, right? If these rules are changed, next to everything that is happening, the Bitcoin options, futures, quadruple witching events, Taiwan, all of that for our industry and our industry only. This report that I wrote, by the way, just so you guys understand, right? This report that I wrote, by the way, and if you guys want, you can go and check out the Alpha Hunters group, and I'll just drop it in there. You guys can read it all the way through. If they change this ruling and say they changed Bitcoin's classification from group 2 to 1, Bitcoin then becomes a proportional fractionalized asset, like savings. And more importantly, the investment exposure becomes unlimited within a fractionalized level of the value of their company. So to put this into layman's terms, which is like this in the report, by the way, if you guys want to check it out, what that means is that banks can buy and have exposure to Bitcoin and crypto assets at any level. I'm emphasizing this number very, very carefully for you to understand. If this changes, banks will have unlimited ability of exposure to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency assets. I promise you, and I bet you did not know about this. I'm almost certain you guys have no idea about this. So I would keep Basel III in your radar above everything else. Because if this is changed, and at the same time we get the Clarity Act coming in, which not only gives the legal framework for banks going in, at the same time we get to an area where the Basel III rulings change, it will give the perfect off-ramp of banks to go in to cryptocurrency assets. This is where we are. I did, but it's extremely unfair to exchanges. Well, not necessarily. No, the Clarity Act could be unfair to exchanges. Exchanges want this. This is a huge thing. There's the same banks that refuse crypto, but sometimes refusing it and then understanding. Traditional industries take time to change, right? Think of traditional industries and companies and markets like tanker ships. You can't get that thing to turn for 10 miles, right? And this is the thing. This is the thing you need to understand. These things take time to evolve in. And we're in a scenario right now where we're going to, there could be some unbelievable developments that are going through. Again, if you want this, you can check it out in the Alpha Hunters group. Now, what does this mean? What does this mean, right? What does all of this mean at the moment? What does base, in essence, to look at the charts at this present moment, I'm expecting something on this thing, right? I have trouble believing that we're going to be able to break that 75,000. If we do, it's going to be like a momentary up and down type of thing. And we're going to be just playing within those boundaries on a continuous level. It's going to be in a scenario where we're not going to be able to really understand whether we're going up or down, right? But the 20th is going to be the cutoff. With that, there is going to be where it's going to be the day where things are going to be going up or down. It's as simple as that. And no one knows. Anyone that says they know it, they don't know. You have to be reactive to what's going on. And to be reactive to what's going on, you need to be in the community. Shameless plug. There's going to be a shameless plug. I'm just talking about there's going to be a shameless plug. Everyone, shameless plug, shameless plug, shameless plug, right? You have to be... You have to be in a community that talks and works together, right? Shameless plug. And you can check out the Alpha Hunters here. You know, we're moving around. I did a small little trade. If you guys want to check out my small little trade, just so I walk with receipts, right? I'm going to show you one trade I did today, right? One trade. This was my trade. I will never show this again, ever show this again, right? Just so people could understand. This was my trade. I did this trade. You guys see it. You guys see it. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. If anyone wants to question me, all right? Question me. I want to see other people put numbers, not percentages. 1,000% of a dollar mean nothing. Right? Doesn't mean nothing. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, whatever. But that's what I think. I think that we're going to be seeing extreme volatility here. And I'm leaning towards this being a major rejection point. Major. I mean, this ain't financial advice, obviously. I'm just talking about my own opinions here, as it says on the screen. Please record with what's going on, right? Furthermore, if we look at some other things, right? Why this number 75 is so crazy and how sometimes everything works in that manner. If we take the fib from the point of the high to the low, it's sitting at the 75,000 level. Not only that, it gets even more crazy, right? If we start playing with other fractals where we are sitting at this present moment to where we are right now with the fibs, every level is being hit absolutely perfectly. We had a perfect pullback into the 50%, and now we're running up from there. So if we look at what's going on right now, with all the factors that are happening, with the levels of volatility that's going to be coming through, when we see uncertainty, we're going to see the FOMC going on, we see quadruple witching events, we're going to be seeing Basel III, 100 and different things that are going on. Everything that it's pointing to is uncertainty and volatility. So the one thing I can give to you guys and push it forward and what I'm going to be talking about is to understand that this point here is going to be I can't say that word. What's another word for that? What's another word for the no, if I say no, wait, 1 second. One second. I don't even want to say the letter. People get weird. 1 second. Another word for this one. 1 second. What am I allowed to say? Affray? Okay, contest. All right. This area is going to be contested. There's going to be an overwhelming the contested area, because you need to understand that these options are going to be, they're enormous. The open interest, so the amount of buy order concentration sits at 75. It will be God candles if it holds above the 75,000. So this is where we are. We are at peak, absolute peak important zone right now. By the way, this is our trade. I'm just saying, it's free. You can get into anytime you want to. Also, if you guys want to check something out, and again, shameless plug. If you see in the middle, I can't talk about it, but if you look at the middle here, you'll see something very, very interesting that no one else offers. It's because I've done it to give it to my community. That's it. Simple as that. Read it and you'll understand why no one else gives that. There we go. That's the scenario where we are. This is the thing that we're sitting in at this present moment. But we need to also think of the broader scale of things to look at. Is there a time like market open, market close? Market close on the 20th is where we need to be. I'll put the exact times in the Alpha Hunters group. I'll put it into the chat there, right? Now, If we look at the larger time scale as well, for us to really understand where we are, to see whether we're actually bullish, or we're going to be seeing something that's going to be bearish, right? And if we look at the probabilities of where we are, we've established that this 54,000 area, potentially going down to this wick here at the 48,000, we're in a very pivotal point here. And if we try and understand which directions we can go, it really is. Alva Hunters is a real football team. You haven't said 1,000x. What? Alva Hunters, is that a football team? No, it's not a football team. It's a Discord group. It's our group. Discord group. It's free. You can check it out. P&L? You're asking me P&L. You want to see my P&L? Sorry. Sorry, that's so stupid. Sorry, that caught me off guard. I apologize. That caught me off guard. Sorry. Good. Anyway, whatever. So we're in a scenario. I'm new here. No, it's fine. It just came off wrong. If you want to see my P&L, but you can't. I can't show you P&L on TikTok, unfortunately. If you want to see my P&L, if you want to see my P&L, you can go and check it here. It's recorded, or you can go to the Alpha Hunters group, which is a free group for us to say. To have a look at that. It's all open there. Everything is all open. You guys can check what it is. There's a whole bunch of stuff there. It's all a bunch of things to help out the community. It's one of those things that are just to help out the community, even though people don't believe it, but whatever. You can go and check it out. Join it, don't join it. It's up to you. Whatever. It's there. Now, if we see where we're sitting and we try and ascertain, is that EMA 9 or 20? I don't know. Come to the Alpha Hunters group. There's a free section there. We'll describe all that kind of stuff there. I can't talk about that at this present moment. Now, where we're sitting at this present moment, right? To see bullish activation, to really to say that we've come to a point where we are bullish again. We kind of have to hit above the 99.5, 100,000, right? We have to be here to regain the level that will dictate that we're going to be bullish, right? Can you tell them to hurry up and flip on the money printer? Yeah, that will happen if Taiwan goes in money printer. We'll see. Whatever. So we have to be above the 99,500. Now, if we look and try and understand where we are to get to there, we're looking at a 41% move. But if we're looking at from the 75 to where we are, it's a 27% move. And if we look at the MVRV score that we looked at, where it shows the average of, in essence, the average price that people hold within their wallets, when that gets to a point where it equates to zero, so zero profit on an average move across wallets, which sits around the 54,000, but give or take a bit more of a move to take out this wick around 48. It's hard to exactly say which direction to go, because if we put this at 48, we're looking at 35%. It's give or take 50-50 move here. And it is all going to come to one pivotal point, and that is 75,000. That's the number. We maintain, hold above that, options break through. The providers of the options will have to hedge their assets. There's a term to it. 1 second. I wrote it down here. Where is the term for this? There's a term for it. I forgot the term. It's called... What is the term called? I forgot what it's called now. You guys know what the term is? Of course you would know what the term is. Maybe Ponky will know the term. He's an investment banker. Gamma hedging. So it's called gamma hedging, right? Gamma hedging. So they would need to gamma hedge their order books to be able to maintain that increase above. And what will happen is, because the options are there for these people to buy, it will be a cascading event. Cascading event that will happen. So we're on the we either hit 90 or we hit around 50. This is where we are right now. And I promise you, no one is giving this. No one. No one even understands what I'm talking about out of the intelligent crew that we're sitting here right now. This is the fundamental thing that people really need to be clear about and understand. We have some extremely volatile events that are coming through, and we have to play according to that. That's what I would say to understand and what's going on at this present moment to move things forward. That is what's key. That is what's extremely important to know. And I would keep your eyes on that. That's what I would say, right? That's the number one thing that I would talk about. Jaggy, when is meme season? I mean, look, to be honest, memes are, I mean, apart from Pippin. What's happened to Pippin? My God. Memes are seeing some bit of a resurgence, because what we're seeing in memes at this present moment, right, is that there is a appetite. So 75k plus, and effectively a short squeeze will happen. Not short squeeze, but an actual option squeeze. Think of it that way. Yeah, memes are actually showing some level of reigniting, to be honest. People are gaining some interest back into this industry, because it's the purest form of trading, right? We see there's wild volatility in the coins. There are things that are actually potentially moving. You're seeing these huge spikes in legacy coins that are moving forward, and things are actually showing some level of movement. And that will come back to what we're going to talk about Fat Cat as well. I'll just watch this space. That's all I'm going to say to everyone. And those that are in it, I'm going to be coming and talking to you about something very, very interesting soon, right? I mean, like, there's some really, really interesting ones out there. I mean, if you look at Fartcoin has done is just wild, the type of movements we're talking about. I mean, obviously on a larger scale, it's not going to be that much of a situation. What happened to Pippin? Did someone rug? Did they rug Pippin? Did Pippin rug? Does anyone have any idea what happened to Pippin? What inactivity during my live? What inactivity? How am I inactive in my live? TikTok, I'm not inactive. I'm not inactive in my live. Just everyone understand, I'm active. All right, this is how I have to do it. All right, okay. So what happened to Pippin? Just so that TikTok understands that I'm being active. I'm being active, TikTok. I'm active. Please. Yeah, so what happened to Pippin? You know what it's like? Have you ever guys got into those bathrooms where the light is where the light is motion activated? And you guys are sitting there and you're going, please, I don't want this weird That's me right now. Please. I'm active. I'm active. I don't know what else to say. How am I not active? Am I losing my... Am I... Anyway, whatever. Okay, cool. Whatever. Let's get back into it. I'll just wave my hand now and again. Just remind me. Give me every 3 minutes, just say wave and I'll start waving my hand. So, you know, the light switch doesn't go off. So yeah, what happened to Pippin? That's insane. That's absolutely crazy. What's happened to Pippin? Yeah, I mean, it's true. 90% of the wallets, there was a person that held 90% of the asset. But what they've been able to do, I mean, they must have pulled out extraordinary amounts of liquidity out of this coin. It's just amazing. It's absolutely incredible what they've been able to do with this thing. Sometimes it just gains that virality and it just goes crazy. This is the thing. I mean, think of it this way. And it's also getting to a point where people just don't care that one wallet holds 90%. Because it's to a point where, if you think about it, like any token has that ability now. Even if it's got the perfect bubble distribution to this, that, and the other, whatever. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's the owner can still own it, the mass supply of this asset. Now, where we're sitting at this present moment. Now, there's some really cool ones, and there's one that I might have some alpha on. Is this it? I might have some alpha on this one. And I would say, is it this one? Is this the Michi? Is this the one in Kraken? Wait, which Michi is the one that... Is it this one? Which Michi for the group? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. So I don't know if you guys know, but Michi are not on TradingView. But is this not it? It's on not on TradingView. Oh, is it on Deck Screener? Let's have a look. I don't know if I can show you Deck Screener. But anyway, I'll do it this way, right? I'll just do it this way. Let me show you. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can open it on Deck Screener. Am I allowed to? I don't know if I'm allowed to. Yeah, I can't anyway, whatever. I'll just show it this way, right? Michi, yeah, Michi sitting at 2.6 million. Yeah. So Michi migrated recently, right? And I'll say it this way. I had a chat with the new guy who's the head of it, right? The person that's now really properly looking after it. And I had a talk with what they're doing. I had a chat with, and this is definitely not paid. I promise you, as God is my witness, there's nothing like that here. I just want to talk about it. So, because sometimes some people just get, they deserve to have something good told about them. Now, his aims and what he's doing, and what they've been able to gain from this migration, has made me buy quite a lot of that token. A lot. And it makes me think that there is a real chance that this thing could really run. Because part of the migration that they've done has meant that they've been able to extract a huge amount of liquidity from the LP pool, because they've moved into pump fund now. And now they're able to collect that plus creative fees and everything else on that side. Michi, you can check it out. If you go to Deck Screen, you'll see Michi, the one that's 2.6 million at the moment. And what's really key about this, and this is the alpha I'm going to give you guys, and then I'm going to stop talking about it because I don't want for people to not too many people to know anyway. They have a time period where certain unlocks will happen after the migration. And when those unlocks develop, the token, the new person that's going to be looking after the project, will have access to things that he didn't before. I'm meeting the guy. I genuinely liked him. Most devs of projects I just can't stand. They're possibly the most annoying people that you could possibly imagine. They all think they're incredible. They all go, let's go, and bro, and all that kind of stuff, right? But this guy seems to be someone that is really genuinely looking out for the benefit of his communities and all that kind of stuff. So there's a real possibility here. And I think, I only own one meme coin, and that's That's Fat Cat, right? And the only other one I own is Michi at the moment. It's the only two. And it's partly because I believe in the guy who's running it rather than anything else. That's the thing I will say. And understanding what liquidity they now have access to, and the fact that they're such a legacy coin and all this kind of stuff makes me very, very bullish. And until they get into, because it's going to take a time. That's why there's that a bit of a migration point between the 2 points. And once that happens, it's going to pop up on TradingView, and I think we're all going to be very, very happy. But yeah, that's that point. Just want to bring some light to that. Some people deserve some light on their projects, and if anyone here that's within the project, they can attest. I refused. He wouldn't let me do this thing without actually wanting to give me some sort of remuneration. I was like, nah. Some people I don't take. Money is not the most important thing for me. It's just good people getting good results from their projects is what's important, right? That's what I would say. Now, okay, cool. What do you guys want me to look at right now? Is there anything you guys want me to look at? Is there anything that you want me to see? Is there any coins you're looking at? Anything that makes you interested? I can give you my beliefs and views and options, and we can go from Wave. I'm active. TikTok, I'm active. Yeah. Okay, cool. I saw XRP. Let's look at XRP. By the way, did you guys hear about the push-ups? Yes, I'm gonna do push-ups. By the way, did you guys see my guys came? These are my guys. These are what I was waiting for. Do you guys know what those are? Do you guys know what those are? Anyone who knows what those are, I'm gonna look at all 3 of the coins that they want me to. Someone said XRP, but it's crazy that that Goldman Sachs is now one of the largest owners of XRP. I don't know if it's worrying or not. I did buy some when I heard about it. That's for Pippin for what? Your cam is too good at focusing on you. The rest is blurry. Wait, it's supposed to be. It's called bokeh. All right. The industry term is called bokeh, right? Let's look at XRP. So yeah, I bought some XRP after I found out about Goldman Sachs, because that's wild. It's wild. I don't know if that's good, if it's a good thing or not, though. That's the only problem that I have. That looks pretty good. XRP looks pretty good. It's grabbed perfect liquidity. It looks like this thing is going to run. Yeah. It needs to regain its level above the Monday high, though. That's for sure. Your cam is too good at have a guess what that is. If anyone can get it. I mean, everyone knows my Banksy. Oh, by the way, no one knows my Banksy. Does anyone know that I have a Banksy? An actual real Banksy here. There, that one there. Real Banksy, and this is something else that's also really cool. Where was I saying? Yeah, okay, so XRP is looking pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, that is looking pretty good. I mean, I see no reason why this thing can't potentially test this. Like, I see no reason. Why would they? What would be the? Let's look at the lower time frame. Yeah, this is looking. I'm glad I bought some. I haven't even looked, but I just bought it in spot as a longer term hedge on my. I mean, let's mark the obvious levels of support here. I see. I mean, look, okay, it's a bit chunky, that line. Why is that line so chunky? It's a chunky line, bro. my 2.5 biscuits. Does any of you guys watch Jim Skin? He's the most entertaining person I've ever come across. He's naturally entertaining. I've never met someone so naturally entertaining before. Where is it bouncing off though? Is it bouncing off this? God, I need to. Yeah, okay. Let's just mark these out. See what's going on here. All right. Yeah, I mean, look. Okay, XRP, right? The fact that it's bouncing off its Monday high ain't great, right? There could be some sell pressure at this level here. You are the biggest XRP believer I know. I love XRP. XRP ready for $100. What? Definitely. Definitely. I don't think I've ever seen a token that could potentially get there other than that, right? Especially especially as Goldman Sachs has over $100 million worth and it's still at 150. just saying. Just saying, bruv. I know you hate Monero. I don't hate Monero. What is this? I've never said I don't like Monero. Oh my God. Monero, I like Monero. What's wrong with Monero? I've never said anything bad about Monero in my life. Anyway, whatever. But yeah, look, I would say look for the bounce around the 1.15 to 1.1 on XRP. If that level can't be held, because that would be a full. You used to laugh at Monero. Is something weird going on right now? Please, what is happening? Look. Monero as a project and what they do is very clever. It's just the people that use Monero, not the token. The people who use it are usually people who are involved in the ice cream industry. You know what I mean? You get it? They're a bit ice cream industry type of people. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. So that's what I would say. Look for the retest of this prior range, right? No. Silently, you can't write that word. That's not exactly what I'm saying at all. That's not allowed. Honestly, don't say things like that because I'll have to mute you in the chat. I don't mean in any negative way, but I don't allow that type of conversation here. But yeah, I would also say this. Look, if we look at the 50% retrace of the move, it also sits almost exactly at the retest of that prior range. So I would say there is a high likely chance that it's going to get to around the 1.15 area. And if it holds that area, this thing should move quite aggressively. We'll see, though. You have to see, make sure this is on the pullback at this present moment. It looks pretty good at the moment. I see no reason why it can't go up any higher. Right. Anything else? Anything else that forgiveness over revenge? Damn, that's a name, bruh. Thank you for following, man. I appreciate it. That means a lot. I'm trying to get to the 100,000 mark. I'm sure there's 100,000 people here. I think 100,000 people can follow my account. What are you doing? ZBEG Network. Yeah. You know, when someone shouts ZBEG Network with an exclamation mark, I don't even have to look. I know that it's pumped. I know 100% know that I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Anyway, whatever. Link. No, I really believe in. Okay, cool. Good on you, man. I like people that have a fundamental belief in the project. ZBEG partnered with Canton. Yeah, Canton's a pretty good, interesting one. It is an interesting project for sure, especially with what they're doing. It's a bit of an under the radar type of project, but I think a lot of people are going to be hearing about it soon, for sure. I think it's a very good project. I've looked into it more. Now, the tech that they're creating, I don't know whether that actually has real world usage, but at this present moment, it's making it. It's relevant. There's a relevant use to it. I don't know. I haven't really looked into too much of the tokenomics or the real tech below it, because there's a lot of people that say they will do things in this industry, but usually it's a project that reskins something that's already available, and then once it gets into reality, it doesn't actually show any real promise. You know what I mean? That's the thing. I need to look into it more, but from what I read, it looks incredible. Can you please tell me what's happening with TTN? What's TTN? What's TTN? Oh, Toyo. Oh my, whoa. What's happening with TTN? Whoa, what is that? What happened to Toyo? I have absolutely no idea what's going on with TTN. It did so well. That's annoying. It did so well at that moment. How much did it move up? I was talking. I mean, I caught this thing around here. What was that? 77% move. Wow. I don't know what's happened to that. I have no idea. I don't know if it got rugged, but I don't know what's going on there. What else should I look at? Anything else? Wait, what? One second. Would you say Bitcoin will reach all-time high this year or follow the 4-year cycle? I don't think there's a 4-year cycle is. I mean, look, until we're proven separately, I think what we're going to be seeing, in my humble opinion, is a shortened cycle. I went through, if you go through some of my recordings on the tube, you'll see that I went through the understanding of why I think that is with what's going on. And there's also a report which I can put into the Alvantas group, which explains it's a JP Morgan report about why they believe that the 4-year cycle is finished, and it makes a lot of sense. It talks about the level of volatility that's sitting in the market right now. So we're seeing a continuous decrease in the volatility of Bitcoin. And it's partly because of the institutional buying and various ETF buys. The type of buyers have changed from what was once retail motivated cycle buyers to more long-term holders. So we will see. We are technically in a bear market, but I think that bear market period is going to be very, very short. Gucci Gains, can you look at Filecoin? I will look at Filecoin, Todd. Are you in the Alpha Hunters group, Todd? Ask that question. Are you in the Alpha Hunters group? Yeah. Well, until you ain't looking at Filecoin. Anything else? Only to you, Todd. Todd, you're the only one that I'm doing that because I want you there. You're an amazing trader, and I want the community to benefit from your cause. You do you're really good at what you do, and I want it to be the community to benefit from it. Honestly, that's the only reason I want you there. Not because I like you or anything like that. I want you there so they can just use you. I want them to use you, bruh. All right. I want you to use you, and they can bring some liquidity into whatever you're looking at. So I think it'd be good. Please come. Honestly, I really want you to come. And I know you're not going to, but yeah. Oh yeah, Wave. TikTok, I'm here. All right. Okay, cool. Yeah, Filecoin's doing really well. It will most probably come and test the price range. Yeah. The 1036 for sure. I would be very surprised if it doesn't test that price range. What it will do from there is another matter though. That's the key thing, because there is some crazy resistance here. There's some insane resistance here. That is nuts resistance. But it could break through. If it breaks through, then this thing could go parabolic. But it has to break through that first. I just have a lot of sitting on the sideline of Filecoin. Yeah. I mean, look, I think Filecoin's going to do extremely well in the next run as well. What it does, it will be very useful in the new era of crypto. Gus living the crypto dream. He is living the crypto dream. Comedian there, you're there. Are you there? I don't know if you're there. Are you in the group? Why aren't all you? In fact, I don't want any of you guys. I don't want any of you there. It has to be an application process only. You have to apply to enter. How about that? Yeah. If you don't apply, you ain't getting in. Right. Anything else? What are we looking at? I mean, I only did a $12,000 trade the other day. I saw that. Honestly, my God. Only small gains. Only small Gucci gains. You know what I'm doing about? Small monies, man. Yeah, man. Anyway, Kara, what are we looking at? What else do you guys want me to look at? 3, 4, like 5 more minutes. I'll look at a few more coins and then we can go from there. Small gains. Yeah. I mean, if you can go there and check it out. I put proof. I'm not one of those people that, that don't I mess up as well. I mess up. I also do well. I mess up. That's part of trading. I'm just saying for everyone what's going on. Your answer was awesome. I agree. Total, you rock. That means a lot, man. Mike, I don't know what I said, but I appreciate it. It means a lot when people say positive things. I hear it rarely. I have a Ukrainian wife. It's positive is a fluid thing in their culture. It's true. It's actually 13K. Being honest, I'm being honest. I'm laughing around, but I'm being honest. It was actually 13K. I'm not messing around. Regarding the 4-year cycle, I appreciate it. That means a lot. What was I looking at? You wanted me to look at what was it? Hyperliquid. Hyper. Let's see what Hyper's up to. Damn. Yeah, like everything's moving well. It's probably because Bitcoin dominance is going down. Remember when I said that this? Remember when I put this this magnet sign here? Remember when I drew this? I was like, this thing's probably going to be a magnet, like this, isn't it? Did you see my drawings? That's my magnet. my magnet in it, bruv. Remember when I drew the magnet and I was like, it's gonna tap this area and my magnet, which also looks like a PlayStation or Xbox controller or a cat or something, right? Stick to your day job, my friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. That's so kind of you to say that, my man. My day job. Hey, I got what you're saying now. I thought you were being nice. I would love to have a one-on-one chat. Now you can just come to the Alpha Hunters. I'm there all the time. See, look, this is the thing that I want to explain to everyone, right? Just stop, louder. Right? This is what I want to explain to everyone, right? I'm there all the time. Every single one of these groups that says, they're doing this, the actual person is never there because they know that they can't be held accountable for what they're doing, right? We have, and I'm proud to say this, right? And not about me. We have 2 amazing traders in there. Amazing, right? Truly amazing traders in there. And I don't say that about anyone, right? All right. There's 2 amazing traders and there's me, right? And my stupid self, right? And it's just a place where it's just helping everyone out that wants to be there. That's it. That's what I created it for. And if no one wants to join, because it's free and stuff, they can pay for it. I don't know. It's up to you. H bar. Man, Gus, you do like your H bar, man. I've never seen someone that likes H bar so much. Is that I'm going to extract all the liquidity from that. I am Gus, the H bar liquidity extractor. I'm in the group and it's fire. Thank you so much, Higgins. It's just in the links. You can see it's in the WAP. I will extract all of H bar's liquidity. They don't know who they're messing with. They don't know who they're messing with. I am Gus. There's no liquidity left. I've eaten it all. That's my master plan. I can tell. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was good. I mean, it's ranging though. It's in the full. I mean, it's complete range that it's playing it. Wow, that's got no data at that level. My God, let's just bring it up a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, it's ranging. Ranging is good though. If you want to practice trading, ranging graphs are beautiful. They're beautiful things to play with. In fact, we can play this down a little bit. Yeah, so it's in the full range until it breaks these higher levels. Notably the 0.1064. Until it breaks that, this is just going to be ranging continuously. So yeah, you can still play around with it. It doesn't look super bullish though. It looks a bit, but whatever. It's probably because Gus is taking all the liquidity from the coin. Well done, man. You're doing well, bro. Anything else? What else? What else do you want me to look at? Anything else you guys want me to see? No? All good? Everyone's happy? Everyone liked the show today? Was the show eye-opening? Please, can I get some love from the people? I just want to explain to everyone on the TikTok and on the Tube and X, the chat isn't working properly because I updated the OBS and then it just removed everything, you know, as it is. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see what's happening. Tomorrow's going to be somewhat of I would say could potentially be positive because we still haven't hit that 75 area, even though we're seeing a really nice little move up towards it. We'll see what happens when it gets to that area. It's going to be a real battleground. I haven't seen any crypto content since November to say it was good. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I want to see those figures behind you. See, 7:30. It's just like it's there. It starts with a K. That's all I'm gonna say. The figurines start with a K. And you know what I'm talking about. All right, cool. All right, guys. I appreciate your time. I appreciate everyone being here. And I will catch you all later soon and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I appreciate you all being here. And we can see where we go from there. I'll do the show again tomorrow at 7:30. And hopefully we'll see some more understanding the market and developments that we can actually really benefit from. Yeah, just because the market is down and all this kind of stuff doesn't mean you can't benefit from it. And if you want to benefit from it, you know, go check out the Alpha Hunters. If not, come and join me tomorrow and we can go from there. All right, appreciate you guys completely, and I'll catch all of you guys tomorrow. Yeah. All right, and if anyone's in the Alpha Hunters, I'll see you there after this, and I'll put that report into there so you guys can read about Basel III and can understand why it's so important for everyone. All right, take care, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you for all the gifts from everyone else. Thank you for all the likes, the hearts, and all this kind of thing. I appreciate you guys coming to join and listening in these moments where a lot of people aren't really that interested in this industry, and we can go from there. All right, take care, peace, love, affection, all that kind of stuff. Take care. Bye bye. All right. All right, you guys in the Tube and X, I apologize. I haven't seen your chats because I need to reinstall this thing. I can't really remember how I do that, but I'll try and sort it out somewhere out there. All right.